I only wanted to do the Sith Raid. Why can I not do the Sith Raid? I've decided to go on a journey. Aldous Sandflys is leaving port. 100 million GP, 200 million GP, 300 million GP, and so on. Welcome back to another Aldous Journey episode. Today we're going to talk about raids. And what did I learn about raids at different levels? What did I really think about raids going forward in the game? And really, where are they? Are they needing changed, fixed? How would I fix them? How would I change them? Let's start fixing the game now we know all about it. Well, let's see. When we set off on this journey, we just wanted to do the Sith Raid. The Sith Raid is still, for me, the best content this game has ever produced. It's a game mode that has 4 different levels. It has really exciting teams to use. I used to love using things like T-Teen, and then you had that ST hand team that used to be able to do the Traya phase on auto. With Jedi Anakin, you would learn all these sorts of Death Stormy type things. The Sith Raid was something that taught us to use random characters together to theory craft, to put them all in, to make incredibly different stuff. Sorry, T-Teen was the Hat Raid, wasn't it? Do you know I'm a terrible content creator? My brain is like a sieve. But these raids used to be really good. They used to have all these different mechanics. They used to have different phases. It used to be coming together as a guild. And still some of the best achievement we have in the game. So where are the guilds now? Or the raids now? Well, the biggest problem we have is that you cannot do the old raids. We have a problem in the game that because Get 3 is so powerful, and Get 3 is really the reward everyone wants, even 100 million GP guild is moving across and doing the new raid. They might not be getting many stars. In fact, why don't we check in? Let's see if we can find my original guild and see how they're getting on, see what they're doing. Banthas. Okay. Banthas of the Empire. Banthas. Would have made more sense. Banthas of the Empire. Here they are. Okay, let's go in the game. Okay, here is the first guild I joined. So 101 million GP. So this is the first guild I ever joined on this journey. And look, they're already doing the battle for Naboo. They've got 4.2 million already in that. And immediately, like I say, this is the problem. The very second that a new raid comes out, even the smallest guilds and the very starter guilds in this game immediately move across to do it. So you are completely obsoleting the speeder bike pursuit, the heroic SST, the hat, the Rancor, the crate dragon. All of these things are completely obsoleted. That is just a tragedy for the game. You know, CG often talk about, oh, we're very busy over here, we're working on new content. You've got incredible content, and I just listed it. Rancor, Hat Raid, HST, the Crate Dragon, all of these really fun mechanics. You spent a lot of time creating cutscenes and different ways to play them, and you found ways to put different characters in them, and yet you've just taken all of that and just put it in the bin. Why? Why did you put it in the bin? You put it in the bin because you just decide that Get 3 should only be on the new raid, and therefore everyone rushes onto the new raid. That's the problem we're going to talk about today. Let me go back over to the bigger screen. It is people talk about this game, you know, we're spending too much time in the game, or we're having to do, you know, there is no... Some of the events are a bit samey. There's repetition. People are getting burned out on the monotony of doing the same battle, the same thing, or just deploying because it's easier. And yet you've got all this incredible good content kind of stored up. And you know what? In about 6 or 7 months' time, you'll be obsolete in Battle of Naboo because you can't stop yourselves. Now, what would I suggest? Well, I think they've got to come back. But let's say we don't want extra rewards. So I would love to take the rewards out of ship shards. I prefer they weren't there. I thought when they did it with the squad arena, I thought they were going to do it with ship shards. They obviously didn't. But for me, that would have been an opportunity to have taken that similar amount of crystals and to start a personal raid. So I could have maybe every month we rotate onto a different raid, and I, through my 600 tickets, I also get 100 personal tickets a day. And I can then launch a personal raid or something like that. Or I can unlock a certain event based, imagine like a ticket system, very similar to a GL unlock. Imagine that, but I got tickets every day from doing stuff. And when my tickets got to a certain amount, I could launch myself a personal heroic Sith Raid. I could then do the Sith Raid, and I could get rewards at the end that are equivalent to kind of the average that come out of the ship arena, ship shard thing. That'd be what I'd kind of want to put in. And then, to be honest, you just start rotating them around. 1 month it's the HST, next month it's the Speeder Bike Pursuit, next month it's this, next month it's that. And it means that all of these old Omicrons, the Princess Leia one or the Bush Leia one, still have relevancy. These characters that you wanted people to relic or take up, these still have relevancy because these events are coming around. And that's how I would do it. I think bringing it back as a little personal raid, that's not against your ethics, because it means people do need to spend time in game to get the tokens. The GLs kind of do have people refreshing more than they would. And then you've got people doing the raid themselves. So, again, you've got all that personal levels and challenging yourself and learning new tactics. You keep the content relevant. You keep the content important. And people get that little bit of fun event. So instead of what you give us at the moment, these terrible galactic challenges where, the only challenge is that we don't have 5 Gungans. Remember the time CG said, we don't want to have ship-only ones because the Resistance only have 4 ships in them. So we're not going to launch that. Well, you've just done it with Gungans. We've got 4 damn Gungans and you keep launching it with 5. Let us do 4, Let us do 4 and what? Of course, we're unlikely to pass it or unlikely, but you know what I mean. Anyway, 4th of August, we'll all get... we'll all get Jar Jar Binks, and then you'll stop running that ridiculous Galactic Challenge. But that's the kind of space that I'm looking to replace. That kind of, maybe that Friday Galactic Challenge. Instead of that, we get one of the old raids coming back, and we have little personal tickets. That's kind of maybe what I would do to kind of fix it or change it. I do think, I think the raids themselves, I think the Crate Dragon was okay. The Speeder Bike one was a bit faster, was okay. This one in particular seems to have some mechanics. I need to sit down and maybe spend a bit more personal time looking at it, because teams are still up for debate as to what the best teams are, and a lot of strat videos coming out and stuff like that. So I need to kind of focus on that a little bit. But I think generally the raids you're launching are good quality content. You're putting effort into them. We like that. The only issue is you then obsolete it 6 months later. So, some of your best content in the game, and yet you look at things like the TW maps, the GAC maps. We'll talk about them differently, but you're running the same map, so you always have, and yet you're doing a new guild. It's like you have one high performing team, the raid team over here, who are creating whole new things and new art visuals and new strategies and new buffs and new this over here, and over here you've got somebody sitting there going, I just don't know how to change this. I think we just can't change. There's no way we can change the squishing calculation. It's just too difficult. We can't fix GG But then you got somebody over here doing something. Anyway, so the state of the raids, they're ruined because of the rewards. The other one is you just leave the Get 3 behind. Not at the same levels, but you leave a small amount of Get 3 in the Speeder Bike Pursuit, in the Heroic HST, in the Rancor, in the Crate. You leave a little bit of Get 3 behind, giving these viable raids for people. So, and then you sort of look to kind of see people's rosters, you know, maybe kind of, right, you guys should probably be doing the Hat Raid. You guys are now on the Heroic Rancor. You should be on the, you know, you actually see people as guilds are unlocking, say, SLKR, or they're unlocking certain characters because that's where their guild is. They could maybe then find a better progression up the system and see more engagement maybe from the people in the guild, because they're, you know, while we're 3 of us about to get SLKR, we will now be able to clear a certain phase, or we will get a much higher score. So yeah, that's what I think. I think raids are in an okay position. I hate that you're obsoleting them. All I wanted to do was do the Heroic Sith Raid. Never got to. Never will. Wonder if I can. Hang on. Must be a way somehow. Maybe we need to join. Maybe we join like a very low guild. We find somebody doing it, but I don't think MD is. I'd love to see the figures. If anyone knows the figures or knows how to find it, look down below. Let me know how many guilds. Is there any way to know how many guilds are actually doing the Heroic Sith Raid now, today, in 2024, versus the Battle for Naboo? That's the kind of information we kind of need to know, because it would certainly be fascinating, because I bet it's very, very, very low. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. That's my breakdown of raids and what I've learned. Yeah, okay. Give them about a B-, shall I say? Would have been A+, had they not obsoleted it, but B-, be nice. Anyway, that's what we learned about raids. Have a good day. May the Force be with you.